we go. Hello, hello. Golly, look at those people joining in. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Jamie Shahan. I am owner and creator of Teal Lollipops Wreaths on Etsy. I make a handcrafted, elegant, and whimsical wreaths for both the holidays and all the seasons. So I am humbled and extremely blessed to be on Julie Siomacco's Southern Charm Wreaths Facebook page as a guest designer. I am just thrilled beyond measure. What we're going to be doing tonight is making a deco mesh wreath, and let me show you what has inspired this wreath. So first of all, this is the sign. Cute, cute, cute. Adorable. Bought that off of Etsy. Don't remember the name of the shop, but that's where I got it. And I'll show you the ribbons that I'm going to pair that with. So first of all, I'm doing the deco mesh on a pine wreath that I got 50% off last year at the end of the holiday sale at Hobby Lobby. So that's what I'm doing it on here. And I'll show you in a minute, you know, how I fluffed it and how we got started. But here are the ribbons that I've chosen. I've got two 2.5 inch ribbons. So cute. And then I've got two 1.5 inch ribbons. Now I've already got most of these pre-cut, but this one I don't, and so I'll show you how I did that. So we've got a 24-inch pine wreath last year, and so I've gone through here and I've fluffed up all the pine needles, and I have gone ahead and put the woodland ruffle around the bottom. This is the mesh that I'm using. This is a 10-inch fall black and white striped mesh, and I got it 40% off at Hobby Lobby. But their seasonal mesh seems to be really good, and I've used this on another wreath that I did a tutorial on, and I loved it. So I'm using it again today. And so I've cut these in 24-inch strips. I've gone ahead and pre-cut everything, and we're going to be doing the woodland ruffle on these. Hey, Alana. Hey, Gail from Georgia. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way and let's get started. Let's have a little fun. So the woodland ruffle, I've got a little bit of arthritis in my hand, so I use a simple hook clothespin to help get myself started. So here we go. So woodland ruffle, you start rolling both ends and then you gather it in the center to create a ruffle. So I like to roll, pretty much get the start of it going and get it nicely rolled inside. That way this cut edge where it's going to fray is rolled inside, and so it won't fray as much. So you take a few roll it up a little bit and then scrunch it all together. Remove that pin, and that's how you do it. So I've got 10 on the bottom, and now I'm going to do 8 at the top. Hi, Tony, Susan. You guys, thank you for joining me. I feel really privileged to have this opportunity to design for you guys and for Julie Siomacco's crowd. All right. So we're going to do 8 on the top. We did 10 at the bottom, and now we're going to do 8 at the top. So I'm going to start rolling this. I'll pin it. The one thing about this particular mesh is that it really likes to stick to itself. So if you see me struggling, that's why. There's one. See that? You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. As you all know, Julie is moving into her new home, and I can't imagine having to keep up with the schedule that she keeps in addition to moving a home. It's just got to be a lot. Linda Franklin, hi from West Texas. Hi, Linda. Marianne Burns. So what is MA? Massachusetts, Maine. Brenda from Nebraska. Man, you guys are awesome. Julie's just got a following all over the place, doesn't she? All over the world. So as you all probably know, it's time to start getting Christmas items built up in our store. And I feel like I just don't even have enough fall in my store. But here I go. I know I'm supposed to make Christmas, so I'm going to make Christmas. So I've been doing this for just a little over a year. And I recognized pretty quickly that I did not know what the heck I was doing. To be quite honest. And that I needed to get a business coach because I had an Etsy shop set up and I thought, you know, I can make some pretty things. Let me just set up an Etsy shop and I'll make some sales and pay for my future supplies and I'll be good. Well, 7 months went by and not a single sale because I hadn't been doing it very long and I didn't have a personal following where I was sold to friends and neighbors. I didn't have that. I was just starting with Etsy, cold turkey with Etsy, and thought, well, this will be easy. No, it's not. It wasn't easy for me. It took me a while to get my first sale, and boy, when I did get my first sale, I was jumping for joy, let me tell you. So a little bit about myself. The name of my shop is Teal Lollipops on Etsy. And the reason I chose the name Lollipops is because when I started having grandbabies, I thought, what do I want myself to be called? I want something cute. So I heard of a little old couple whose they were called Lolly and Pops. And I thought, that's it. I'm going to be called Lolly and my husband is going to be called Pops. And we're going to have Lollipops Christmas and Lollipops Thanksgiving and Lollipops Easter. And so I started scouring Pinterest so that I could make my home this holiday wonderland for my grandbabies. And because I wanted to really celebrate the Lollipops theme. Well, in doing that, I discovered that I sort of had a little bit of a talent for creating cute things. And that's when I thought, well, I'm just going to start create a little Etsy shop and start selling it so I can fund my addiction for crafting and making wreaths. So that was the name of my shop, was Lollipops. Well, Lollipops is already a trademarked name. It's a candy store, obviously. That would be, you know, a good name for a candy store. So I had to have something else, so I just chose my favorite color, teal. So Teal Lollipops it is. All right, one more. This mesh is so good. Now, I doubt Hobby Lobby has any more of it, but if y'all see it in Hobby Lobby, if it's there, snatch it up, because it is really good. Really, really good. All right, so this was the pine wreath base that I got from Hobby Lobby on sale last year. 24-inch wreath base. And this was 10-inch mesh that I cut 24 inches long. And I did the woodland ruffle. And I've done 10 on the bottom. And I've done 8 at the top. And what I want from this is I want this green poking out as much as it can. Because I want that pine look. So that's why I only went with one kind of mesh here. I didn't want a bunch of different colors to be distracting. I just wanted this one kind. I have already cut this other ribbon. I cut this ribbon at 12 inches long, and so I'm going to show you how I cut my ribbon. I don't have any fancy gadgetry. I just measure 12 inches, so let's show you how to do it. This is just my trick. I find the 12-inch mark, and I fold it right there. Now, I need 9 of these. And so I just start folding end over end. Now, they do have the ribbon templates that you can buy. And this ribbon is not very cooperative. And I just start folding it end over end. So there's 4. There's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. So let's just double count this, make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. That's 9. So we're going to cut it off here. And then I'm going to cut it here. And we'll cut it here. Y'all, I had to tell you I was nervous wreck to come on here. Julie's got such a huge following, and I'm so new that it just makes me a nervous wreck. But with her following, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you're new or seasoned, you would still be a nervous wreck. So I'm going to match up these ends, fold it lengthwise, dovetail. Oops. Let's do these. And then we'll be ready to put these ribbons on. So it's cold and rainy here in Arkansas. The temperature has dropped. Kind of got a little sniffle in my nose. But I'm ready for fall. Lord, am I ready for fall. Okay, so there we go. There's all of our ribbons. So I think, let's see how we're going to pair these. Doesn't really matter either way, it looks good. So I think I'll pair it like that. So we're going to go around, and we've got 10 ties on the bottom and 8 on the top, and we're just going to alternate these. Start tying them in. So I take mine and just lay the 1.5 inch on top of the 2.5 inch. Just randomly choose where you think is the center. If you want to measure it, then by all means measure it out. I just eyeball it, and I gather it in the center, and then I twist mine in a V, and then I create like a little bit of a bird wing type thing, and then I just start placing them. Joanne. All right, I don't have enough room here. Just go to alternate these around your ties. And I'm going to try to be quick with this because I'm going to show y'all how I finish off the back of my deco mesh wreaths with a placemat. Some of y'all, most of you probably already know that, but I'm going to show you anyway. Eyeball it, find the center, give it a little bit of a bird wing, place it on the next tie. $267 people watching right now. That is incredible. Incredible. Thank y'all for joining. I hope I teach you something. I know if you've been a part of Julie Siomacco's groups, you have learned a lot, because I know I have. I have learned a lot, and I'm still learning. So the question is, just wondering why you picked the same buffalo check as the tie. You mean this buffalo check with the mesh? I'm thinking. Maybe that was the question. So the reason I picked the buffalo check is because a lot of times when you're doing deco mesh, you put so much ribbon product on there that a lot of times you never even see the mesh underneath. And I really wanted that black and white check to come through. And the reason I wanted that to come through is because I've got a black and white Christmas tree here. So I've got green is represented in this ribbon and also the little green Christmas tree here. So that's why I chose that. And then I chose this ribbon because it's almost identical to this particular Christmas tree here. And then the sign is almost an off-white about when I chose them. Does that answer your question, Julie? And my style is usually I will put the sign in the center or somewhere up top, and then I will put a longer tail bow down at the base and let it hang down. I'm not so sure what I'm going to do this time. I might offset this a little bit, which I kind of like that, and then maybe put the bow over here. I think I might do that. So let's go ahead and put this sign in here, put it at a little bit of an angle. I think I'll do that. I like that idea. So I have already put my ties on here, and then I put a little hot glue on top of it. I like that. Let's put it at an angle. There we go. I'm getting there. I'm going to turn this over. I'm just going to loosely tie this for now, and I'll come back and reinforce it. Okay, there we go. So that'll be something like that. Now let's make a bow. I'll set this aside. There it is. Good deal. All right, so I am going to be making 6-inch loops for the first one. I think I'll do the green to be the first one. And I'll probably make this, 12 to 14 inches. So I'll make this 6, and I'm just sitting my Bodabra on this 10 mark, and so I'll come down to the 4 and just measure it. I'll pull this down here. And now I'll take this to the 16 on this side. Now I'm just gonna match what's below it rather. So I'm twisting it. This is single-sided ribbon, which means there's only one decorative side. So to get the decorative side up on your loops, you have to twist it at the gather here so that the non-decorative side is on the inside. This is ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby. Now let's cut it. This is good ribbon here too. It's linen, I guess is what you would say. So the same thing here. So I have a little trick at the end that I'll show you guys about how to get these loops the same on each side. They're oftentimes, they don't come out the same, and that's okay, because I fix it. So I'm going to do 4 of each of these, 4 loops of each of these. I eyeball it and try to get it the same at first, but it seems as though I have a tendency for my right side to always be longer than the left, and I don't know why, but it is. That's the way it is. So I don't really mind that these Christmas trees are upside down. Some people, that will drive them nuts, but it doesn't really bother me too much, so I'm going to leave it. So the next one I'm going to do is the black and white. I want the red to be showing and to be on top, so I'm going to put this black and white one next, or this black and cream. And it is not a double-sided, even though it sort of looks like it's double-sided. So I'm going to be twisting it. I'm going to make these loops just a little bit shorter. And I do that because I want the loops behind that to have presence in this bow. All right, so that comes up a little bit higher than that. Yeah, that's kind of how I measure when I can't see the bottom. Is I will pull this up and see how high up above this that it comes. And that's how high I'll take the next side. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. I hope y'all can hear me okay. I was having so many technical difficulties before I started. I thought, oh, Lord. Jesus, take the wheel. That was just very stressful. And now my hands are even shaking. It was so stress-inducing. Goodness gracious. I don't know if y'all can see that, but they are. All right. And last but not least, and I'll dovetail all these ends later. This one actually could be a double-sided, but I'm so used to twisting, I'm just going to go ahead and twist. And I will make these just a little bit shorter than the ones below it. And I'm going to do 4 loops for this one as well. So this one comes up almost to the top of that. So I'm going to bring this one to the top. Not an exact science, that's for sure. And I will show you how to even them out here in just a second. So y'all bear with me. And stay with me till the end, because I'll show you how I finish off this wreath. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take a zip tie and some floral wire. Where's my floral wire? Good Lord. All right, I'll take this. So I'm going to lift this up a little bit, and I'm going to slide this in. You can do wire and just have it in there to start. I'm going to push that back down. So I'm going to pull this zip tie up here to the top, and it kind of holds it in place if you've got a big enough zip tie. And I'm going to pull, yikes, I'm going to pull this up and kind of tighten it down a little bit. Before I ever even take it out, I'm going to zip tie it just a little bit. I'm not tightening it real tight yet because I have to spin it around to the back. So I'm going to hold these in my hand, and I'm going to pull all these tails down. Now I'm going to hold this side and pull these tails down. Okay, So now I'm going to twist this to the back, and I'm going to tighten it just a little bit. So now here's my trick for getting these even. So I take my fingers and I put inside these bow loops, and then I pull. And then I take and go to the next set, and I pull. And if you have some that are not as long as the others, then they will even out when you pull them. So these were not even, but they are now. And then last but not least, the final set. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this tie, this chenille stem under here before I finish tightening it down all the way. And now I'm going to tighten it. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is just start fluffing out these loops. If you've got it tight, then it's not going to hurt anything for you to twist them a little bit. It's not going to hurt a thing. So I don't know, my comments are not scrolling. There we go. Let's see if I can get it. So how much does it cost to ship a wreath? So shipping, man, you guys, shipping is, that's something else these days. Shipping is, I don't know. Shipping is, how much you want to charge a person for shipping is a personal preference. Shipping can be anywhere from $26 to $46 and on up. Shipping is something that I think that I'm learning that I have to stay on top of and adjust accordingly day by day, month by month. All right, you guys, so there's my bow. And shipping, you know, it's hard to deal with sometimes. I do videos but haven't done Pinterest yet. Melissa, do Pinterest. You'll love it. Pinterest is something that once you put something on Pinterest, it never goes away. Your designs never go away, and you will always have an audience. Even if you stop putting stuff on Pinterest, it will always be there. So you will always have people coming back to your shop years later who saw something on Pinterest that you posted a long time ago. So where are the ties? Colleen, the ties, so this is a, let me just get one and show you. So this is what the wreath looks like. And you fluff it up, and you want 10 ties on the bottom and you want 8 ties on the top. And basically you can measure it if you want, and just these are the ties. These are the ties. And you just choose 8 equal distance and 10 equal distance places on the top and the bottom ring to tie your stuff on. So these are the ties that you're going to be using. All right, so let's get this back. All right, so I'm going to angle that, and I'm going to put the bow somewhere about right here. So let me get this in place. You've never made a wreath like this before. You can do it, Colleen. You'll love it. All right, let's get this on here so we can get going. I know y'all got things to do. My dog's out there barking. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she is raising Cain. She wants her mama. Hush, Phoebe. Girl. All right, now, and I will come back and dovetail these ribbons. Let's fluff this up a little bit so you can get an idea of how it's going to look. I love long tail ribbons. Love, love, love long tail ribbons. That's my thing. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So I've got some baubles that I'm going to be adding to this wreath. It is an evergreen, yes. So I got the ribbon at Hobby Lobby. I got the mesh at Hobby Lobby. I do sell by word of mouth, but I haven't done craft shows because I'm new to the industry and COVID hit. I was planning on doing craft shows this year, but that's out of the question. How do you know where to put the mesh on a regular evergreen wreath? So you know you're going to put 10 on the bottom and you're going to put 8 on the top. If you want to measure them out, you can do that. After doing a few, you get to where you don't want to measure them out. It just takes too much time. So just space them equally around. If you want to do the top, that one's a little bit easier. So just start putting your mesh in 4 corners and then just start putting one in each, between each one that you've placed in the 4 corners. And so that'll be your 8. Now you can't do that necessarily on the bottom because you have 10. And it won't end up right if you try to do it that way. How many rows? So I used one and just a scant bit of another one. This was one 10-inch roll of mesh, and if I hadn't have cut them 24 inches long, I could have gotten away with just one roll of mesh. But because I went 24 inches, I had to open up another one. So I've got 4 different ribbon. That's the same ribbon, just those 4. The bow maker that I used was a Bow Dabra. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's see if I missed any more comments. Thank you, beautiful bow. Thank you, guys. Okay, so I bought some things that I'm going to add to this wreath. I bought some, this is like iced holly, but it's not really holly. It's almost like lamb's ear. And I'm going to probably be placing that here and there. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of it so you can see what we're going to be doing. So I have 7 of these, so I'll probably place them, you know, spread them out pretty evenly. I love the iridescent ice look of it. Now I'll come back later, you guys, and hot glue all this in. I'm pretty picky about where I place this stuff, and I normally hang this up on an easel to place it. I normally don't place it flat like this. I'll make the deco mesh flat, and then I'll hang it up to place all these other things. So, but for now, I'm just going to place these here just so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. And I've got some adorable things you guys have got to see. Look how adorable that is. So that little guy is probably going to be nesting somewhere about there. That is so cute. And then I've got a few of these. So those are going to go in there as well. Yeah, that's cute. So I'll just randomly place those. And then I've got some other things I'm not quite sure where they're going to go. Got some little snow boots. And these actually match this Christmas tree really well. So I'll probably put some of those on there too. What do y'all think? So Angela says, I just shipped some wreaths out yesterday. One was $18 to ship, then the other cost me $38 to ship. So costly these days, yeah. So I shipped some USPS, and they're cheaper, but you don't get any guarantee of when those are going to be delivered. I shipped a wreath, one of my first wreaths, USPS, and it took 3 weeks to get there. And then I have shipped FedEx, and I'm not so sure I like those. What do y'all think? I've shipped FedEx and paid close to $30 for FedEx, and then they come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, we got to charge you more because your box dimensions weren't the same. So, I don't know. It's a problem. So, I don't know what the answer is to shipping. And then I've got some of these little acorns that I'm going to put in here. They are so cute. I got a bag of acorns and pine cones. Yeah, that's got to go in there. And they are so cute. Okay. So there might be a few more little things put here and there. I'm definitely going to put these in, hot glue these in. I'm definitely going to use these holly, these iced holly. And this little guy is going to go right there for sure. I do like these acorns quite a bit, so I'll throw those in. And that may be about it. I've got, some other little things I might tuck in here and there. I'm just not sure. So, for my last trick up my sleeve. Let's see, what size ring, Marie? Are you talking about the wreath? I think it's a 24-inch wreath. The mesh I cut 24 inches, woodland ruffle. So how do I price my wreaths? So I price my wreaths according to Julie Siomacco's training. You add up all of your costs, you multiply by 2, then you add whatever shipping charges or whatever shipping fees or whatever fees that you really don't want to multiply by 2. And that's pretty much how you do it. Let's see what else is here, you guys. Let me look at your comments. I've seen some do 12 and 6. So I'm not quite sure what that's talking about. I don't know if that's ribbon ties or if that's the length that you cut the mesh. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. All right, so let me show you what I'm going to do on the back. So you probably already know this trick, but I finish off all of my wreaths with placemats. So I'm going to turn this placemat over and I'm going to figure out which one of these I want to use. And I've already got the ties in place. And basically you just put one zip tie in the 4 corners and then you put one in between each of those. So let me turn this over and let's see which color I want to use. Now a lot of this stuff is going to fall off, I know, because I don't have it glued in, but let's just do it anyway. All right, so I will come back later and pull this off. So you can see the black here, and I really like that. You can't really see any red, so I'm not so sure that the red is the way to go. So let's take a look at this one. So I think that one is the way to go. This is a placemat that I got from Hobby Lobby. I always wait until they go on sale. You can also get them at home for, you can get 6 for $10. And they don't have, pretty colors, but they have the basic colors, and that's all you need. And so I started out with, these are pretty easy to work with. So you just take a zip tie and you put one in 4 corners. And I usually go back, I usually go to the second ring and just wiggle your way in there, and it goes in there pretty easy, okay? And you will know if you need to put more in there once you get it tightened down. Now go ahead and put your hanger on there first before you do this. Make sure everything is glued in and make sure everything is where you need it to be. And then come back and start putting this in. So we're going to pretend like everything is where I need it to be, and we're going to get it. Don't tighten it up at first. So put these in, but don't tighten it up just yet. Some of these you'll find you've got them placed where they can't go through, and so you might have to move them because there's either, you know, a tie there or something. And that's okay. You can move them, no problem. So we're going to pretend like everything is finished. This does not guarantee that these wreaths will not scratch the door, but it does help. There is no guarantee for, you know, not scratching doors, to my knowledge. If y'all know, let me know. Hook a sister up with that information. All right, we're almost done. This just gives your wreath a polished look. Finishes off so your customer does not see all the inner workings. So now I come to opposite ends and I just, opposite sides, and I just start tightening down. Now sometimes they have to be pulled pretty tight. Sometimes you can't get them all the way stretched to the edge, but most of the time you can. Okay, so there is another little trick that you need to do before you're finished. When you cut these, you don't want to leave this cut edge sticking up, because that is something to scratch your customer's door. Y'all just pretend like this red's not here. So you take these and you twist them under. Just take your finger and push where that zip tie comes together, and you've got that sharp edge. Just twist it under your wreath so that that cut edge, that sharp, won't touch your customer's door. And that's it. So you've got a back here now that the customer can't see the inner workings of your wreath and all the hot glue and all of this and that. And then come back and just fluff out your bow. Okay, that's pretty much it, you guys. Do I ship through Etsy? So I did ship through Etsy when I first started, but I got an upcharge on a shipment of mine, and they actually charged me $40 more for shipping 2 wreaths, and I had zero control and nobody to talk to try to get my money back. They said that either the weight or the dimensions were off. And because I hadn't shipped directly through FedEx or UPS, I really didn't have anybody to talk to. So I no longer ship through Etsy. I have an account that I set up both on all of them. USPS, UPS, and FedEx. I have business accounts set up on. And I will set up a shipment in all 3 of them and compare prices and take the lowest price. You still are not guaranteed that you won't get that upcharge, but it's less likely, and at least you have recourse. You have somebody that you can call and talk to about it. So I don't ship through Etsy anymore. No to the boots. Okay. So my favorite size wreath to use is a 24-inch elevated wreath form. Now the 24-inch evergreen, I love it too, and I've got probably 20 of those that I got at the end of the year sale last year. So I will be utilizing those for a lot of my Christmas wreaths. But I do like a 24-inch elevated work wreath form, a wire work wreath form for a lot of my wreaths. You've never covered the back of your wreath? Good, Cindy. I'm glad you love it. Y'all, there are some really cute placemats out there too. Hobby Lobby, in their spring collection, they've got some adorable placemats. There's one placemat that I had that have flower petals all over it. So the back was just as pretty as the front. So when a customer got that and turned it over, there was a pink flower, just a placemat, flower petals everywhere on the back of that. And so it was adorable. So I will always finish off my wreaths like that from now on. Okay, y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something. I love doing this. This was something unexpected in my life, and I discovered that I kind of have a knack for it, and I love creating. So if you'd like to see more, my Facebook page is Teal Lollipops. My Etsy shop is Teal Lollipops Wreaths. I am starting a blog for all the newbies out there. It's going to be, the name of it is Rookie Wreath Maker, and it will be a place where it is an all-inclusive one place to go to get most of your questions answered. And then I'm starting a YouTube channel as well to download or upload all of these tutorials in. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you more than you will know. Thank you, Julie Siomacco, for allowing me to come on your Facebook page and show your wonderful people some of the stuff that I know how to do. I do love it, and I'm grateful, and I'm humbled and honored that I got to share this with your audience. You guys, thank you so much, and maybe I'll see you around sometime. Maybe when COVID's over, we can all get together at a live event and have a good time. All right, you guys. Teal Lollipops, look me up. I'd love to see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.